Donnie runs to stuff cold cuts in his mouth, but he starts choking and falls on top of the glass dining table, shattering it. Naomi runs in to find Donnie turning blue and choking. Jordan grabs a little vial of Coke from a drawer and pours the whole thing into his nose. He pulls the food out of Donnie's mouth and begins to apply a crude form of the Heimlich maneuver. Jordan pauses for a few seconds, thinking he'll let Donnie die until Naomi reminds him that Donnie has a family. Jordan finally gets Donnie to cough up the food he was choking on. Jordan wakes up the next morning to find the police in his house. They arrest him when they show him his Lamborghini, with notable damage, despite Jordan believing he got the car home in one piece. A flashback shows us that Jordan didn't make it home without damaging his car, hitting several other cars, a few golf carts, and a mailbox. He is released after it's determined they have no proof Jordan was ever behind the wheel of the car. Manny and Max tell Jordan he got lucky. Another few months later, Jordan holds a big meeting on his floor to announce that he is stepping down from the company to pass it on to Donnie, Pinhead, and Rugrat. He calls out one woman for starting at Stratton with barely 2 nickels to rub together, and now living rich when Jordan decided to give her a shot. He tells the brokers he loves all of them, moving them to tears. Jordan then changes his mind and decides to stay, leading to cheers. He gets everybody to join him in the money chant. His father is not pleased, believing Jordan would be better off in taking the deal the FBI was offering. Jordan holds a huge celebration on his yacht, right after Brad is released from jail. Brad subsequently quits doing business in stocks, and Jordan tells us he died of a heart attack 2 years later. In June 1996, Jordan and Donnie take their wives to Portofino, Italy to continue the celebration. Rugrat calls then while they're drinking Bloody Marys and snorting cocaine to tell them that Steve Madden is unloading shares after hearing about Jordan's recent trouble with the law. To make matters worse, Naomi comes crying to tell Jordan that Aunt Emma died of a heart attack. Jordan is distraught, but more due to the fact that this leaves the $20 million in her account inaccessible. Jordan calls Sorel, who tells him that Aunt Emma named Jordan the successor to the money. He just needs to get to Switzerland immediately. Jordan runs to tell the captain to take them to Switzerland, despite Naomi's insistence that they go to England for the funeral. Jordan believes they can reach a safe harbor and that he can catch a small plane to Geneva. The captain warns that there may be stormy seas ahead, but Jordan doesn't care. Indeed, they do sail right into dangerous waters. Jordan orders Donnie to run and get more Quaaludes, even as Donnie objects. Jordan doesn't want to die sober. He runs downstairs anyway and brings the drugs up, just as a huge wave breaks through the boat and turns it over. The group is rescued by an Italian Navy helicopter called in by Jordan. They're taken on another boat, and Jordan sees the jet he wanted to catch crash into the ocean. He tells us this was due to a seagull flying into the engine. He believes this to be a sign from God. 2 years later, Jordan is sobered up. He is seen in an infomercial advertising his money-making seminar, Straight Line. During a taping of the infomercial, Denham and other agents arrest Jordan. Sorel had been arrested in Switzerland for crimes unrelated to Jordan, and he ended up ratting him out while having dinner with Rugrat, who is also arrested. Sorel had also been having an affair with Brad's wife whenever she smuggled cash to him in Switzerland. All the members of Stratton are called in for testimony but refuse to give anybody up to save themselves. Donnie goes over to Jordan's place as he is under house arrest. He wears a locator on his right ankle. He says he's got Jordan's back in the scheme of things. He also asks Jordan how sober life is. Jordan thinks it sucks. Naomi is also furious with Jordan, refusing to speak to him. Jordan and his lawyer meet with Denham and 2 other Department of Justice lawyers. They try to make a deal in which Jordan wears a wire to incriminate the other co-conspirators. They call the case a Grenada in reference to the U.S. invasion of Grenada in the Caribbean, where the U.S. government very easily suppressed an invasion of that island nation by Cuba. To them, the case will be easy for the Department of Justice to win because of the overwhelming amount of evidence they've collected. A few nights later, Jordan pesters Naomi for sex, and she eventually gives in and asks him to make love as if it were the last time. Naomi acts passive and uninterested. Once the two are finished, she tells him it really was the last time. She intends to file for divorce and tells Jordan that unless he agrees to every condition that she demands. A quick divorce, full custody of their 2 kids, and half of his remaining wealth, she'll take out a restraining order that will bar Jordan from ever contacting her or the kids again. Jordan becomes enraged and insults her. She slaps him and he hits her in the abdomen. He storms into a small sitting room and cuts open one of the sofa cushions, removing a bag of cocaine. He snorts a good-sized amount and runs into Skylar's room taking from her bed. Over Naomi's panicked protests, He runs downstairs to leave with Skylar. Naomi and the Belfort's maid try to stop Jordan as he reverses the car out of the garage, but he ends up crashing into a wall just a few yards away. Skylar is unharmed as she was wearing her seat belt, but Jordan suffers a minor head injury. Naomi takes Skylar out of the car. As a dazed Jordan gradually realizes he will probably never see his two daughters again after this latest incident. Jordan is set up with the wire to bring in his partners. They all cheer for him upon his return. He goes to start with Donnie. Jordan slides him a note that says, "Don't incriminate yourself. I'm wearing a wire." When he asks Donnie about their financial practices, Donnie pretends not to remember anything. The FBI arrive at Jordan's house to arrest him when they discover the note he slipped to Donnie. Though not shown, the note was given to Denham by Donnie himself, likely as part of a deal that will leave Donnie unaffected or facing lesser charges. While Donnie rapidly deletes any incriminating files on his office computer, the rest of the co-conspirators are arrested in the office. In court, Jordan is sentenced to 36 months in prison. His mother cries as her son is taken away while Max looks at him disappointed. When he arrives at the prison, Jordan admits that he was terrified when he got there. For a fleeting moment, he says, he forgot that he was rich. He had become so accustomed to a life where everything was for sale. The final scene takes place at a straight line seminar in Auckland, New Zealand. The host is played by the real Jordan Belfort. Jordan comes out to the crowd and stands before one man. He pulls out a pen and tells him to sell it to him. The man awkwardly starts his pitch before Jordan takes the pen away. He hands it to another, who is equally awkward. Jordan continues to do the same with more guests, as all the hopeful future millionaires watch him. The movie ends here, and you're welcome to share your thoughts on this movie in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this and hit the like button to help us out. I'll see you in the next video. Stay well, thanks.